Hare Krishna. Yeah, I don't know how it got ended. Actually, that meeting ID is used by multiple devotees. Somebody else started the meeting, so I think he ended our meeting. So we were in. Okay, so we were reading this verse from Nectar of Instruction. Yeah, so we were discussing about three levels of devotees: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So Kanishta and Madhyama. Anyone can tell what is the difference between Kanishta Adhikari and Madhyama Adhikari? How a Kanishta, what on what basis we can call somebody as Kanishta or somebody is a Madhyam Adhikari in that?
Hare Krishna. Ji. Hello.
Yes,
Am I audible?
yes.
It is Kanishk Adhikari is a beginner devotee and Madhyam Adhikari is the intermediate. One who has just started devotional life is Kanishk, and one who is practicing and associating with devotees is a Madhyam Adhikari.
Hmm. So okay, one is practicing convinced and one who is new. But what is the main difference? Main difference between Kanishta and Madhyama? Somebody may come to Krishna consciousness later, but may be very sincere and all in practice also. But what it and sometimes somebody may be practicing for many years and still he may be also called as Kanishta. So what is the exact difference between Kanishta and Madhyama?
Patience is patience.
Yes,
The one who preaches is a Madhyam Adhikari.
Madhyama Adhikari preaches, huh?
Yes, preaches Krishna consciousness to others.
Okay, that is also there, but that is not the main difference. There's maybe some devotees who may not be preaching, but they may be on Madhyama Adhikari level. Yes, we already discussed. How many of you are there last time, last Sunday?
Only those who have the knowledge of right or wrong, what is right and what is wrong in devotional life.
No, that is
Knowledge through discrimination.
okay. Knowledge, yeah, that is one of the thing. Correct. Knowledge is one thing that makes difference between actually the knowledge and the faith which one has that can transcend one from the Kanishta stage to Madhyama stage. One more point is there. Yes, Harsh Prabhu, you had some point.
Prabhu, the Ganesha guy are interested only in the deities and God, but the Madhyamadikari are interested in both God and his devotees.
Uh, couldn't understand exactly. God and his devotees. Okay, Kuldeep Pro is saying Kanishta Adhikari has nothing to do with devotees. Yeah, exactly. So Kanishta Adhikari, he only thinks that Lord is there, myself, that's it. Nobody in between. He will come to temple, take darshan and just go away. When devotees say, oh please come for program, please. So they are not much interested in that. And they just say that myself and devotee. Myself and Lord. That's it. Nobody is in there in the between. You say, no, you should hear from Guru, you should hear from the devotees about the glories of the Lord. When you go to Vrindavan, you should hear from them. He says, no, I will just take darshan. I know everything, and Lord is there in my heart, and I am talking to the Lord. I am having exchanges and all. So basically, he is only directly trying to approach the Lord without a need of devotees. He doesn't feel a need of devotees in his life. So that person is actually Kanishta Adhikari. Whereas Madhyam Adhikari means he can uh, Madhyam Adhikari, he understands that devotees are very much important for my advancement in Krishna consciousness. And then that's how he practices Krishna consciousness. And he understands that without mercy of devotees, there is no hope for me. So if devotees are happy, if I please them, if I am pleasing my spiritual master, then there is some hope that Lord will accept me. So that is actually Madhyam Adhikari. And then what is Uttam Adhikari? The third level, who are on Uttam Adhikari level. Yes, quick.
You are the pure devotees.
Pure devotees, yeah. So they don't have any desire. They don't. Basically, they see everything, every living entity, whoever come across, they see him as a part and parcel of Lord Krishna. Like that verse is done. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. So Uttamadhikari, he sees everyone as on equal level. So that is one of the reason that he is not able to preach, because he thinks all are part and parcel of the Lord, all are pure spirit souls, and I am their, I am just a servant of everyone. I am just so he thinks that everybody is greater, everybody is very advanced, and I am very low. So Uttamadhikari thinks himself to be Kanishta, and Kanishta Adhikari thinks himself to be Uttama. So that is the problem. So in this world, the devotees, small devotees think themselves very big, and the big devotees think themselves very small. So that is the thing. Because when we advance in Krishna consciousness, the more we advance in Krishna consciousness, we understand the greatness of the Lord, and then we understand, oh, I am so insignificant. Lord is so great. So then one becomes more and more humble. So the more knowledge comes, more we practice Krishna consciousness, we understand that I am very insane. So that one becomes more and more humble. One doesn't become proud. So if the knowledge is bringing pride, then it is not a. That means that knowledge has not. We have just taken that knowledge for some information, but there is no transformation. So thank you. So now we'll get into our reading. I think few paragraphs we already read. So coming to the here we can. This also we read, I think. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment. Okay, we'll start from here, I think. So I think, how many of you want to become attached to Krishna? Here the process is given. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Ayush, bro, you can read this.
Process by which a devotee becomes attached to Krishna is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ante Leela 4.192. Diksha kale bhakt kare atma samarpan sei kale Krishna tare kare atma sam. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. Diksha or spiritual initiation is explained in the Bhakti Sandarbha 283 by Srila Jiva Goswami.
दिव्यं ज्ञानं यतो दद्यात् कुर्यात् पापस्य संक्षयं तस्मात् दीक्षेति सा प्रोक्ता देक्षिकैस्तत्त्वकोविदै.
By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in his spiritual life.
So here it is told about the process by which a devotee becomes attached to Krishna. So the one of the main processes accepting initiation, basically accepting a spiritual master. So as we discussed also, in the level of Kanishta and Madhyama Adhikari means he understands that I need Guru, I need representative of the Lord in my life who can actually uplift me from this material samsara, in the ocean of material world, and is picking me up and taking me at the lotus feet of the Lord. So when a devotee feels this kind of need, that I need an association of a spiritual master, that is actually called initiation. The formal initiation may happen after some time, it may take some years, but one who understands, one who actually starts feeling the need of a spiritual master, he understands that, oh, I am chanting every day, but my chanting is, I'm chanting, I'm doing worship, everything is happening, but until I have the instruction of my spiritual master, or I have given my heart to the spiritual master, or I am doing the activities for the pleasure of the spiritual master, if that feeling has not come, that means we are not come to the Madhyama stage. We are in Kanishta level only. So many sometimes when we uh, of course devotees initially when they come to Krishna consciousness, they may not have chosen a guru or a spiritual master immediately, but as we progress we should understand that I need a guru, I need somebody, a guide who can regularly guide me in my spiritual progress path. I can hear his lectures and understand his mood and instructions and follow it throughout my life. So till the time we are not accepted, uh, what we say, we are not decided any spiritual master, then Prabhupada is our spiritual master. So basically we have to hear the instruction from someone. We should take somebody as our guide and should hear instructions and apply in our life. But if that need is not felt, then it like there are people who come to Krishna consciousness, they chant on their own, they chant few rounds and they stay somewhere, but that association they don't, they are not much after getting association or attending regular programs or coming for uh, or hearing regularly from some spiritual masters or Srila Prabhupada. Then it is like they cannot advance too much. The advancement will be like they will get some benefit of chanting Hare Krishna, so but they will not progress much. They will remain on that stage only. So until and unless we take shelter of a spiritual master, there is no much progress in our life. So that's what is being told here. The first process or the first thing in to become attached to Krishna is, see, attachment is to Krishna, but then one has to take initiation from spiritual master. A devotee fully surrenders. Uh, yeah. So Diksha means spiritual initiation, and here it is said, by Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. So when Diksha happens, then actually this thing happens. Diksha means it can be even when you are following a spiritual master or his instruction, still you can see the same result happening in our life. Okay, next. Aditya, you can read.
Many practical examples of this, especially in Europe and America. Many students who come to us from rich and respectable families quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to into a spiritual life. Although they come from very wealthy families, many of them accept living conditions that are not very comfortable. Indeed, for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept any living condition as long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnavas. When one becomes so disinterested in material enjoyment, he becomes fit for initiation by the spiritual master. For
Yes.
the yeah,
Yeah. So here it is said we have seen practical examples. Europe and America. Many students who come to us from rich and respectable families quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to enter into spiritual life. So you see, Srila Prabhupada, when actually did this, why Prabhupada is writing, because when Prabhupada came to the Western countries, he was so much uh, actually so many people like Giriraj Swami Maharaj, he's come from very rich background. Giriraj Swami Maharaj and many Prabhupada disciples. So when Prabhupada actually when Prabhupada was preaching, so many Westerners they were becoming devotees, and many of them they left their home also. Even the Prabhujis, Matajis, everybody they were all joining Srila Prabhupada. They were preaching Krishna consciousness. They were going from one city to another city to the countries. They left their education also that time. Of course, now we don't recommend that kind of thing, but at least one should be dedicated. Dedicated means he should preach Krishna consciousness himself. Also, he should practice, and he should give to the world also. And you see that this kind of many of the European and Americans actually, now I am also here. Here the living conditions and everything, it's like heavenly planets kind of, because lot of comfortable homes and everything, the atmosphere, and so lot of comforts are there here, luxuries and everything. But even in that, you see that people will not be happy until they take to Krishna consciousness. So yesterday also I met one boy. He's born in America only. I think his previous generation was in India, but now he's in here. His way of talking also like American only. But then, so he was telling that his mother actually first picked up Krishna consciousness. She started chanting some rounds. The father is not there, I think, something like that. So, so he was practicing, and he said, "I never thought that I will come. My life will be like this." He has completely like he is chanting now 8 rounds. Has come to 8 rounds. Maybe soon he will come. I think just 1 or 2 years only is connected, and he's attending now. We have youth retreat going on by Radheshampru, and he's attending that. And he was telling that I never thought that I will start chanting and all. I used to see from my mother first chanting early morning, and I was thinking why she is not sleeping, and morning time she is doing this kind of things. She said later I understood. Now when I am practicing myself, I understood that oh, this is so much important. And he said I was drinking before, I was smoking also, but now all these things have gone to background. I don't touch onion garlic also. I have become detached from all these things. And he was saying that I am surprised with myself only how such kind of thing has happened. Then I told, yeah, this is how Krishna's plan. When Krishna enters in our life, then all these other things become less important, and Krishna becomes more important in our life. And for his sake, then we are ready to do anything. And so this is how many people, even though they had all the facilities for sense gratification, they had money, they had all the comforts in the life, but still they chose to Krishna consciousness. So that is the power of Krishna consciousness. Because material things, it will be, it looks very pleasing, or it looks very pleasurable, or it feels that it will give me happiness, but then it is only momentary happiness. You will find that there is no happiness in that. But the real happiness is in Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada is writing, they quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to enter into spiritual life. Although they come from very wealthy families, many of them accept living conditions that are not very comfortable. So when Prabhupada came to, Prabhupada wanted to preach in India, that time some of the Americans, like his disciples, they had come. And that time they didn't have even place to stay also. So they were staying in like in Juhu temple and all, Juhu even in Mayapur, they used to just put small tents and they used to sleep there. And it used to be very hot. It used to be very, the for the Americans it was like very difficult in staying in such kind of situation. But they tolerated all that. They left their comfortable homes and everything, and they started sleeping here. There was no proper facilities of anything, and that's how the and but Prabhupada also wanted that, but they sacrificed so much, and that's how we are all getting fruits of that. We are all getting benefited because of it. Yeah, indeed, for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept living condition as long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnavas. So their greatest happiness is living with the devotees in association with the devotees in the temple. So that is their greatest. So they are ready to. So many times when we come to a such kind of thing, when we want to stay in a center, or because in home the atmosphere is more comfortable. You may have a room, parents are there to take care, mother will cook nice food and other things. But then the problem is the practice becomes very weak sometimes because of having these comforts and all. But here, but when we want to stay in a temple or in a center, then there will be certain austerities which one has to undergo. But for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept any living condition as long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnavas. So this is very important. When one becomes so disinterested in material enjoyment, he becomes fit for initiation by the spiritual master. So this is the qualification. If somebody says, how can I become qualified to accept initiation? So first, here is the qualification that one should become disinterested in material enjoyment by sincere practice of devotional service, chanting and like that. And then there is some hope in our life. Okay. Yes, Krish, you can read. Next.
For the advancement of spiritual life, Srimad Bhagavatam prescribes tapasya, brahmacharya, samena cha, samena cha. When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of mind and body. If one is prepared and desirous of receiving spiritual enlightenment, Divya Jnanam, he is fit for being initiated. Divya Jnanam is technically called Tad Vijnanam, or knowledge about the Supreme. Tad Vijnanartham Sa Gurum Eva
Gachet.
Bhijata. When one is interested in the transcendental subject of matter of the absolute truth, he should be initiated.
Yeah. So when a person is serious about accepting Diksha, so Srila Prabhupada many times he said that initiation is a serious business. It's not that, okay, somebody is giving initiation, let me go and take it. It's not like that. So if somebody takes initiation in this very hurry, then you see that he may not be able to follow the spiritual master for a long time. So first one has to practice nicely and do this. Here Prabhupada is telling practice austerity, celibacy, and control of mind and body. So this has to be, these are very important actually. And this can be easily practiced. It looks very difficult, but it is very easily practiced when we are in association of devotees. Practicing austerity, like we get up early, we sleep early, so we take only prasadam, so these are austerities, but we take it for the sake of the Lord. Then celibacy, complete control of the senses has to be there, controlling the senses and the mind also. Mind goes to always to the sense gratification, to the enjoying things and all. So we have to practice that thing, controlling all our mind and senses. Then one is prepared and is desirous, then he can actually is fit for being initiated. Yeah. Yes, Vishwajit. No?
When one is interested in the transcendental subject matter of the absolute truth, he should be initiated. Such a person should approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Srimad Bhagavatam also prescribed Tasmat Guru Prapadyatem.
Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam.
Uh, when one is actually interested in the transcendental science of the absolute truth, he should approach a spiritual master.
Yeah. So when one is interested in subject transcendental subject matter, he should be initiated. So that means one should have taste for even reading, reading Srila Prabhupada books regularly. That is also one of the qualification of approaching a spiritual master. So one is chanting, another thing is reading, regular reading of Srila Prabhupada books, like now what we are doing. So here when we read, we get to know all these instructions and all. If we don't read, then there is no question of knowing this transcendental subject matters. So one has to read that, and whenever philosophy is there, one should not be lazy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that no, Siddhanta Baliya Chitte na kare alas. That means whenever philosophy comes, generally pastime comes, everybody is very enthusiastic. Philosophy comes, we say, oh, what is this? But we should not do alas in that, because that is very important. That's why Prabhupada always spoke philosophy. Such a person should approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Yes, those whose videos are on, I am going to give them chance to read. All devotees' videos are off. I am not sure whether they are there or not there. Okay. Yes, Pranav Pro.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. One should not accept a spiritual master without following his instructions. Nor should one accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life.
Hmm.
One must be Jignasu, very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master. The inquiries one makes should strictly pertain to transcendental science. Jignasu Shreya Uttamam. The word Uttamam refers to that which is above material knowledge. Tama means the darkness of this material world, and Ut means transcendental. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about mundane subject matters. But when one has lost such interest and is simply interested in transcendental subject matters, he is quite fit for being initiated.
Yeah, so Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. Jigyasu means one should be inquisitive or one should inquire about transcendental subject matter. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So we have Jigyasa about all the worldly things, I want to, we have Jigyasa, okay, what is happening here, what is happening there, what is happening in this politics, what is happening in the current newspaper and different things. So our jigyasa should be, why am I suffering in this world? This should be the actually jigyasa. Why am I suffering in this world? Why this? How can I get out of this? How can I get out of the sufferings? And how can I attain to the supreme abode? So that should be our jigyasa. So that kind of jigyasa is, the word uttamam refers to that which is above material knowledge. So, uttamam is, tamam is, see all the Sanskrit words, no? You can break the Sanskrit words and you get meaning through everything. Like uttama. Tamam is ignorance and ut means transcend. That means transcend ignorance. Then you go to the transcendental. Transcend ignorance. So uttama. Uttama. So generally people are very much interested in inquiring about mundane subject matter. But when one has lost such interest, he is simply interested in transcendental subject matter, then he is quite fit for being initiated. Yes, Satvik Prabhu. Next.
When one is actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, and when he seriously engages in the service of the Lord, he should be accepted as Madhyama Adhikari.
Yeah, so now Prabhupada is telling about how Kanishta has become Madhyama now. So initially only myself and God, but now when he is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, or at least aspiring from a spiritual master or taken or getting instruction from Srila Prabhupada, then when he seriously engages in the service of the Lord, he should be accepted as Madhyama Adhikari. Then he transcends from the Kanishta to Madhyama, like that. Okay. Yes, Pranit.
The chanting of the holy names of the Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offensively, carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by neophyte devotees. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offensively, one cannot be a proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So here, chanting of the holy name. That is, so Guru, what he does, Guru gives Harinam initiation. That means he gives the holy name to the disciple. So chanting of the holy name. So when it comes from the Guru, then it is very, very, what we say, it is more effective. Holy name is always effective, but when it is coming from the spiritual master, then it becomes very effective. That's why, and if one chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra offensively, carefully avoiding, so every day we recite also this 10 offenses. So we should remember all these offenses and we chant it before starting our chanting Hare Krishna. We first chant these 10 offenses. So why? Because it is, at least we should every day be reminded that, oh, I should not commit this offense. I should not offend devotees. I should not offend the spiritual master. I should not consider Lord Krishna to be equal with the other gods and all. I should not maintain a material attachments, or I should not think Hare Krishna to be an imaginary process like that. So these are these offenses one has to remind. We have to be reminded of this so that we can avoid it. Then he can be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between holy name and the Lord Himself. So this is the thing. So till now, even though we are practicing, but still sometimes we feel, okay, holy name maybe, like one boy was asking, can I chant some other name? can I chant Radhe Radhe, or can I chant some different names of. I said, yeah, all holy names are good, but this is the holy name given by the parampara. Even Lord himself comes and gives this holy name, and it is being received in Guru Parampara, so then it is more powerful. If you chant any other mantra also, that also will help, but if you want to go back to Godhead, then one has to follow the spiritual master. Yes, Abhinav Prabhu. From here, in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said.
Yes. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22.69, it is said, Yahara Komala Shraddha se Kanishta Jana, Krame Krame Tinho Bhakta Hoibe Uttama. One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a neophyte, but by gradually following the process, he will rise to the platform of a first class devotee. Everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinama, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttamadhikari.
Yeah. So one whose faith is soft. So this is one of the difference also. Some of you told about the difference between Madhyama and Kanishta. You told about knowledge and other things. So along with that, faith is also there. One whose faith is soft, pliable, he is a neophyte, Kanishta Adhikari. When the faith becomes more strong, comes to the Nishtha level, then he comes to Madhyama Adhikari stage. So by gradually following the process. So chanting, everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage. So everyone is neophyte, but the kind of progress they make, it will vary from person to person. Somebody starts 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, 4 rounds, and then gradually comes to 16 rounds and doing it consistently for years together. Or some people may come to 1 round, 2 round, or they may in between they may not go only beyond 1 round. The whole life goes in 1 round only. So of course that is also being encouraged, but the best thing is we should rise to the platform of first class devotee. Everyone begins his devotional life from neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttamadhikari. So this consistency is very important. So chanting 16 rounds every day, it should happen. Like it's like the first day, as soon as we get up, we should actually chant the holy name, complete our 16 rounds, and then get into all other things. And this can happen only when we get up early in the morning. Like Rai Shampru said, he was telling that one thing he was telling, greatest the balance in our life is getting up early in the morning. Or if you get up early morning, then whole day will be balanced, life will be balanced. People are generally asked, how to balance material and spiritual life. Get up early in the morning. That is the balance thing. Then all the things will be balanced automatically. So this is very important. Yes, Satyam Prabhu, you have some question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam.
Dandavat.
Prabhuji, I have a question. Like Prabhuji, how we will classify devotees Uttamadhikari or Madhyamadhikari or neophyte stage, Kanishthadhikari? Like recently, I was told by a devotee, he was representing himself as a very scholar devotee or something like that. So I was get pretty attached to him, made friendship with him. He was so scholar, something like that, and quoting so many shastras, speaking scriptures and all. Rasa, tattva, means different things he was speaking. Recently, I came to know that he was having some illicit relationships and not even chanting his round,
Oh,
like disciples of Kari Prabhu. So, how to means have I on such situation? So,
yeah.
like I was encouraged by him, oh, I should also read some scriptures like that. And recently, I came to know that he was in some illicit relationships, Prabhu.
Yeah, so that means material attachment has not gone, even though practicing. So, so that is, so one is practicing, some material things will be there, but one has to endeavor to reduce material attachments. It may not come to zero immediately, but he has to keep practicing. So getting into illicit things and all, that means he's not putting any endeavor in terms of reducing his material desires and all. He is trying to get into that. That means that is in that way he is Kanishta level only. So of course we should, when we see the devotees, we should not we should not try to what we say, analyze. Oh, this devotee is Kanishta. I think this devotee is Madhyama. I think this is a Uttama. Some. So we should not, we need not try to analyze devotees. If we consider everybody very advanced, then it is good for us only. So, but of course, still we have to be careful not to associate with someone. So then, how to understand that is basically till the time if the association is helping you to increase your faith in Krishna, or to increase your attachment for even book reading and all. If somebody has told also these things, but that has helped you to come to a level that you are able to. So if something is helping you to elevate in Krishna consciousness, then that is good. If some association is, even it may be devotee, but if he is discouraging you to practice Krishna consciousness and all, then we have to understand how this is not good for me. So case to case it depends. Sometimes somebody may look Madhyam Adhikari level, but he may be Kanishta only, or somebody is maybe looking as a Kanishta. He may be the newcomer, new devotee, but actually may be very advanced also. In his previous life, he might have done 90% Krishna consciousness. Now he has just come to Krishna consciousness 1 month ago, but he is already in the 90%. So that is, so we can't in that way we cannot judge any devotee. But so I can say that main our parameter to check barometer to check this particular thing is whether somebody's association is elevating us in Krishna consciousness, making us more serious in Krishna consciousness, or it is pulling me down. So that we can see. If it is pulling down, then we should refrain from such association, or we can just keep Haribol relationship. Haribol, that's it. We need not associate with him or do Guyam Akhyati, or discuss with him Krishna Katha and those things. Or some people, as soon as you sit with them, immediately they'll start talking about little prajalpa, like material things. Oh, here this is going on, this thing is going on here. So unnecessarily material things are being talked. Then we understand, okay, even though he's practicing Krishna consciousness, he has not advanced to the level that he can naturally speak out Krishna consciousness. So we just respect him because he's chanting Hare Krishna, and we don't judge him that okay, he is low devotee and all, but we understand, okay, he is good devotee, but I can just serve him. He can just, we can engage such devotees in services and all, but association, we can give our association, we need not take their association. Or in case he tells also something, you should be intelligent enough to turn that particular material discussion into a spiritual discussion. So of course that requires lot of knowledge from our side. When we are very much what we say, we are very good in our own reading of Srila Prabhupada books, then we can turn material discussion also into spiritual discussion. So that can happen. Recently the Amrendra Prabhu and was here, Radhesham Prabhu and all. Actually their discussions, it was even even like during prasadam or even while washing plate, everything, it was like spiritual discussion only. Somebody was taking Amrendra Prabhu's plate and he said something. He said there also he quoted some verse while how we should not. Somebody said, "Oh, this is." He said, "It is my plate. I cannot give my plate to others for washing." So some devotee was latching. So then the devotee whose home was there, he said, "Oh, actually, it is not your plate; it's my plate. You are taking prasad in our plates. You give." Then he was telling, "Okay, what? Kya tera, kya mera? Like what is yours? What is everything belongs to Krishna." That's how we did not give the plate. So even the so-called some discussion may happen, and that may also be like little funny or humorous, but then it is connected to the Krishna only. It is connected to Krishna. So we were yeah. So here what we say, yeah, we were in this place Richmond that day. So one devotee said that, "Oh, Richmond, today we are feeling really rich that we are getting association of both of you." So You are, so that devotee said that you both are very rich in devotion, and I am like a manda. So he was, even in the name, city name also, he found out the such kind of things. So we see that if somebody is Krishna conscious, any activity he does, any activity is there, or any kind of exchanges are there, that also can be made into Krishna consciousness. So that will happen when we read nicely, when we hear nicely, attentively, when we are very strict in following ourselves. Then we see that all these things will happen, or automatically we will be reminded of Krishna. Anything comes, we are reminded of Krishna, we are reminded of the spiritual things. But if the consciousness is more absorbed in material things, then it becomes difficult. When material subjects come, we also start enjoying that material subject, and we also start putting some point, and then entire discussion turns out to be a prajalpa. It is not going to benefit me or the other devotees. So like that. So okay, we'll complete this one paragraph and then we will end. Purport is very big. It may go for few more sessions, I think. Yes, Naman Pru. Unmute yourself.
Krishna consciousness movement prescribes 16 rounds daily because people in the Western countries cannot concentrate for long periods while chanting on beats. Therefore, the minimum number of rounds is prescribed. However, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of japa, 100,000 names, he is considered fallen, patita. According to his calculation, practically everyone is of us is fallen, but because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous as Patit Pavana, the deliverer of the fallen.
Yeah, so we are all patit because we are chanting only 16 rounds. So here, Prabhupada is telling Krishna conscious movement prescribes 16 rounds daily because people in Western countries cannot concentrate. So that means Indian people, they should be chanting 64 rounds only. See, however, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of japa, then he is considered fallen. 64 rounds of japa means 8 hours a day. Of course, Krishna says Satayantam Kirtayantum, 24 hours also we can chant. But because that much capacity is not there, then we chant for 64 rounds and then remaining time we engage in Krishna services and all. So according to this calculation, every one of us is fallen. So we should not be even proud, oh, I am chanting these many rounds or like that. So we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity. So Prabhupada is saying, because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and duplicity, without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is famous as Patit Pavan. So even though our chanting 16 rounds may be known as fallen, but because we should actually try to serve the Lord with all seriousness. Whatever number of rounds we chant, we should be very attentive and very, very focused and without duplicity. Then we can expect the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Patit Pavan. So we may be Patit, but then he will deliver us. So Lord has come only to deliver the fallen souls. So in that way, all of us will be delivered. So main thing is seriousness in Krishna consciousness. That is very much required. Seriousness and uh, without duplicity. So His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj also many times he says, one should be sincere, serious, and without any ulterior motives. So you can see same things, seriousness and without duplicity. Prabhupada is saying. So sincere, serious devotional service and without any ulterior motives. So when Krishna sees this kind of genuine desire to advance in spiritual life without any ulterior motives or without any material desires, then Lord is very attracted by our devotion. Then we chant 16 rounds also, still he is very happy with us, because we are trying to, we are sincere in our practice. So Lord is Bhavagrahi Janardhan. The more we are sincere and serious, that is being observed by the Lord. And then we can expect mercy. Like that. Okay, so we end here. And
One question Aditya put in chat, Roji, just okay.
question is there? Which is more important, sadhana or seva? Yeah, initially when we come to Krishna consciousness, we should do more services, and then service and sadhana both should be there. Service will be more initially, but then we try to balance both. And sometimes in balance time, service may happen more, like some of the time services may happen more, and some of the other time when we have, like when the college exams get over, we don't have much college studies, then in the holidays, what to do? That time we can do sadhana more. So, so the balance should be there. So initially when we come, seva should be more because we don't have taste for sadhana. Initially chanting also, one may be very few rounds only maybe chanting, or one may be sadhana also, he doesn't have that much taste in reading Prabhupada books and all. But service should be done. By service also purification happens, and with that purification we can do sadhana also more. So what the question is, which is more important? So actually it is, both are important and both should be balanced. So without sadhana, our seva will not have proper consciousness, and without sadhana, we will not get any realization through just doing some reading of books or like that. So both are very important. Initial stage, do service more, and then try to balance both. And of course, once you service mode will be always there because our nature is to serve. So nature serve always will be there. Sometimes, so even sadhana is also service only in that way. But in terms of physical service, initially we have to do that more to purify our heart, to purify, to engage all our senses in service of the Lord, and then we can do sadhana also very nicely. So in that way both are important. Okay. Yes. So thank you all very much for joining. So we are still in the fifth verse of Nectar of Instruction, and the more and more nectar is coming up by hearing the instruction of Rupa Goswami and also the wonderful purports of Srila Prabhupada. So more nectar is there, and we have many verses and lot of discussion has to be done. So next time we will continue from the next paragraph. Someone may can take a note also of this. I think we have completed till this Patita Pavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is famous as Patit Pavan. So till that we have completed. Next is about Satyaraj Khan, a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is coming in the next Sunday session. We will discuss it. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Rupa Goswami Pada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Roji. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Dandavat Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Roji.
So all they have come for morning program. Krish, Aditya, and all.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, Biswajit Aditya stayed with me only because Saitya Prabhu was not there. Na. I was alone here and Saitya Prabhu. So all three of us stayed here, and they are like here only studying whole day, here only staying. Like
Oh,
just going for, sometimes they are going. Chris comes most of the time to study and stay with us. We are taking prasadam together.
Prasadam, how you are getting?
That same thing, either Saidendra Prabhu goes in morning and evening, one or two of us can go.
Oh.
Yesterday, we three of us went and brought for only two people like that.
Oh.
Just pack in something and bring.
And getting on time, no Prasadam or delay?
Yes, Prasadam is getting on time. We are doing book reading also every day, all minimum 1 hour.
Daily,
Together means
but
reading different books,
exams are
but
there, no?
yeah, but like whole day studies only, so we are doing some book readings together.
Oh, nice,
Doing good
wonderful,
project.
wonderful.
They are also doing so much services. Temple all cleaning and all Aditya did today.
Yeah, so
Came,
service
came
and
at
seva
4
both
on,
are happening. Sorry, sadhana
came
and
at 4
seva.
only.
Yeah.
And Vishwajit also doing kitchen cleaning and helping in vessel washing and all project.
Oh, wonderful.
And
Nice.
also
All
post.
three of you are very regular in our coming programs and everything. Hope that I think next year we have to take one more flat so that all devotees can stay together.
Yes, project. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण।
Yes, Satyam Prabhu, where are you?
I'm at home to this.
Oh, going preparation nicely?
Yes, Suji.
No.
Suji, you are in which city, Suji?
Which?
मतलब यूएसए में कहाँ पे हैं आप?
अभी बाल्टीमोर में।
सही है, कहाँ है ये? मतलब मुझे वहाँ पे डलास जो है, वहाँ पे मेरे मतलब सिस्टर रहते हैं वहाँ पे।
ओह, आपकी कजिन
हाँ
सिस्टर और
हाँ, कजिन सिस्टर हैं और वो जीजा जी हैं, वो वहीं पे कुछ जॉब करते हैं कोई कंपनी में।
ओह
तो वहाँ पे
वंडरफुल।
कहीं प्रोग्राम नहीं है क्या?
या है ना, आई थिंक आई विल टेल यू डेट्स।
हाँ भैया, आप बता दीजिएगा तो मैं इन्फॉर्म कर दूंगा, वो भी आ जाएंगे।
डेट्स आर देयर। Dallas is on 3rd नहीं 17th 18th and 19th May.
इन टेम्पल होनी है अभी,
Huh?
इस्कॉन टेम्पल डलास।
Yeah, the exact schedule will come I think, but here you can see Rasham Pro schedule. So it is 17, 18, 19 Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Dallas, Daujinita is there. Schedule will come I think when we go little closer. Now we are here only. We are here in Baltimore. So
Radha Kalachand ji temple project Dallas.
यस यस,
हाँ,
काला चंदी।
Radha Kalchand ji, हाँ. Nice. You already know the deities names and everything.
I also
तो
have my cousins in Dallas, my aunt
We
and
can.
cousins in Dallas.
I think I will share this schedule with all the devotees. Whoever has
Yes,
whichever relatives or anyone, they can invite them for Radheshampu's program.
yes, Prabhuji. I will inform. I have couple of aunts and one, two sisters maybe cousins.
Oh,
So I will. And I asked Harish also, Prabhuji, to come last 1 week. Prabhuji is staying at one place, so that place also he said little nearby. So I said, don't miss taking association of two Prabhujis, very powerful
one true.
two Prabhujis.
Hmm.
So he said he will try last week. So that place is little far, but I can try. He said so. If he comes, I can come.
Yeah. Here, most of the devotees are from Andhra and Telangana only.
Dallas is like that, Prabhuji. Dallas is
Many
like
all are
Hyderabad.
like that. I hear also Baltimore. Our youths have come. Many are from Hyderabad. Even other places also.